Call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, there needs to be a motion for,
I make a motion to appoint Kimberly Rice, Treasurer Rice, as the supervisor for tonight.
Support.
motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. And that brings us down to roll call, please. Clerk Cody.
Clerk Cody here, Treasurer Rice,
Here.
Trustee Bills,
Yes.
Trustee Brown,
Here.
Trustee Smith,
Here.
Trustee Thering, and Supervisor Mulkey are excused.
All right. Thank you. All right. Approval of the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda.
Support.
All right. Motion by Bill, support by Smith. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. And for presentations here, did you want to do a quick
Always
presentation?
do.
All right.
I haven't been here for a
That's
while.
okay.
Seems like I always missed your meeting. Two quick things. I know you're having a quick meeting. The county entered into a second round. There's another second round with the opioid settlement. And so there's going to be some more money coming into the county. The first money hasn't shown up yet. And I just, for some reason, I got a block on the amount. I think it's 460, 70,000, or might be a little bit more. But we do have an opioid committee that's going to determine where that money goes to help going all towards the opioid crisis in the county. So it's not going to go for general fund or anything like that.
Sheriff's office.
Even though we're doing budget at this time, we'll do whatever we can. Like I said, we're doing a lot of budget, a lot of things going on with the parks and everything. We're trying to settle on the property. We're trying to purchase property at Meridian Park, 4 acres that actually opens up the rest of the property there. We've been leasing it, and we did get a grant to cost share part of that. So that negotiation seemed like it's been going on forever. It's been at least 2 years, but that's the way some of these grant programs work. The last thing I want to mention is the state changed their child care the requirements a little bit. There used to be like a $15,000, and they did that up to $56,000, which is a big increase. The county is responsible for 50% of all the other child care expenses. It's one of the accounts that I watch because it's unlimited, and it could, and to take a child in, especially since we have no facilities in the area, it's really expensive, but we're required, the courts, the judges, and the courts have been really good on that. So this year's has been pretty good, but it's one of those that could explode really.
56,000 income level, is that what you're saying?
They'll cost share up to 100% of that. It used to be just for small things. I think they just had some extra money left over, to tell you the truth. Nobody can explain why it was a $40,000 increase, but the other one, we budgeted like 1.7 million just for that account.
Ooh.
We usually don't spend it, but just because it's unpredictable. But it could hit that, it could go over that. So
Oh my goodness.
we've been very fortunate that it's always been under the budget so far, but if you had 3 or 4 kids in the system, yeah, it's about 90,000 to 100,000 a kid, so it could really get expensive in a hurry. But they did change the rules on that. We did submit our grant for that amount of money, so it's like I said, it's ones that I watch every time I ask. We have one of our subcommittees, but besides that, I will take any questions. If not, I'll get back to your meeting.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on. We have public comment here. Is there anybody online? No? Okay. We will open public comment at 7:04 for anybody that wants to speak. And still nobody online? Nobody here? Close at 7:05. All right. Report and board comments. Did anybody have anything they wanted to
I'm all set.
say today? Okay. Clerk Cody.
The Beale City Public School ballot or the proposal that was on the ballot passed yesterday, election. That's it.
Does it? Okay. Anybody
For the
else?
millage.
I didn't attend the last Board of Commissioners meeting. I listened to it, and I didn't take any notes, so I'm really sorry.
Okay. You're slacking, Connie.
Well, I had just gotten home from U of M.
I'm
I'm
teasing
sorry,
you,
but
hon.
I was trying to
I'm-
make it.
I'm teasing you. Okay. And any other questions or that for Connie? All right. And so we're moving right along tonight. Consent agenda. Do you have any motion?
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Motion by Bill, support by Brown. Any discussion? Who had warrants?
I had warrants, everything was in order.
Perfect. All right. Any other discussion? All right. So, all in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye.
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 Opposed? All right. And that takes us on to new business. Mark, did you want to bring us in on this one?
I can, just briefly.
Yep.
There's a report on this. This is a request for approval of a revised 30-foot wide permanent easement being granted to Consumers Energy for the construction and maintenance of three-phase power that we're needing to bring in to support the installation of a high service pump at the River Road control valve station. There's a report on this that begins on page 19 of your agenda packet. In January of 2023, just earlier this year, the board did approve an easement for this work. And then as we got more into the project, it was discovered that the location of the then existing easement, due to the land, I guess, characteristics, that it was not going to be able to support the facilities that Consumers Power needed to place in that easement that would then allow for the three-phase power to go to our high service pump. So they did some additional investigation, and they've determined that this revised easement will be sufficient to handle the equipment, if you will, the facilities of Consumers Energy. So we're asking for board approval of this revised easement. If approved, then we'll do what technically is required to undo the existing easement. That's probably by now been recorded at the Register of Deeds office. So this is all about bringing in three-phase power to run the control valve station where are looking to install a high service pump, and that high service pump was approved sometime in 2022. So if you have any other questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
And that high service pump, that's to regulate the flow between the east and west sides of the
Yes.
township, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Motion for approval of a revised 30-foot wide permanent easement to Consumers Energy for the construction and maintenance of three-phase power facilities to support the installation of a high service pumps at the River Road control valve station located at 4520 East River Road.
Support.
Okay. Motion Brown, support Bills. Any further discussion?
Pretty straightforward.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a must.
Yeah. Need to dot T's, cross I's to get things where they gotta go, right?
Yeah.
All right. And I believe this is roll call. So.
Clerk Cody, yes. Treasurer Rice?
Yes.
Trustee Bills?
Yes.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
And Trustee Smith?
Yes.
All yeses.
All right. Moving right along. That takes us to extended public comment now. So it is 7:10, and I will open up to extended public comment, restricted to 5 minutes. Still nobody online. Still nobody in here. Nothing for you? Okay. All right. All right. Then we are going to close public comment at 7:10, and that takes us to manager comments.
Thank you. I do have just a couple.
Yep.
Pump station number 1, just to let you know, we're scheduling that to be, for startup of that, for August 23rd. So that's really good news. We've been working on that pump station for several years. We've had to rebid it a couple times because we didn't have enough funds budgeted for the bids that we received that were, first it was COVID, then it was supply chain, and it's taken quite a bit of time to get this thing actually moving and under construction. So finally it's scheduled to start up and be active, usable, moving from the existing pump station to the new on August 23rd. And then I also wanted to mention the fitness court. There is a ribbon cutting scheduled for September 7th at 10 a.m. And I'd like to get a firm commitment, doesn't have to be tonight, for I would think at least 2 of the elected officials to be there. This will be a formal event, microphones and chairs for people to sit at.
Holy cow.
The chamber is helping us host it, if you will. They do ribbon cuttings for new businesses all the time. They do a pretty good job with that, so they're going to come in and help facilitate that. There'll be representatives from the National Fitness Campaign organization here, representatives from Priority Health. So we're trying to get some folks there, and I don't have the agenda, if you will, for the ribbon cutting, but I would fully expect that one of the elected officials would be asked to say a few words. I may be asked to say a few words as well. So if you could think about that, you'll get an invitation regardless, but if I don't hear back directly, I may end up contacting each of you to see if you can make it. And the last thing we want is the ribbon cutting with no elected officials present.
I have it on my schedule already, so
Yeah.
So do I.
I'm
Same
confirmed.
here.
I plan on being there too.
Okay, thank you. And then the second part of that is we're looking, that they call them ambassadors, and again, it's related to the fitness court. And these fitness courts there's 500 of them around the country, and maybe a dozen around the state. They like to establish these roles called ambassadors, and they're people that have learned how to use the court and will speak it up when, talk it up when they get the chance, and then when asked, maybe, and it works for schedules, the ambassadors would show a group of folks, how to use it. So if anybody is interested in that, not just this board, but the public, we'd love to get some names for that role as well. I think we've identified at least one staff person that's going to be an ambassador, and we're looking to capture maybe a couple more staff people. Something to think about beyond just the ribbon cutting.
Okay.
That is all I have, thank you.
Thank you. I'm excited. And final board comments.
I'm all set tonight.
All right, Ken?
I just looked at the fitness court right before the meeting. It looks awesome. Everything's fabulous. So I'm so proud of that, and it's a jewel in our crown for that.
I second that, and I like the sidewalks. Just added a
Yeah.
great touch on that. That's very nice.
Thank you.
Clerk Cody, anything from you?
Same comment. Sidewalks look great,
Yeah.
and so does fitness.
All right. Same thing here. So nothing from here. So that brings us to adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
Support.
Motion by Bill, support by Brown. Any discussion? All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Meeting adjourned at 7:16.
Thank you.
Brian's going to see the minutes on that.